On August 16, 2023, the leader, the head of BTS, shared on his Instagram story the song Bad Religion. Him posting that song would later cause an uproar all over social media. And not long after posting that story, you'd see on X, formerly Twitter, everywhere, RM apologized to Muslims. As you can see right here on this Twitter post. Killivvn of BTS disrespect to Islam and Muslim fans by sharing a song that shades the best religion, our religion, Islam. Him as a human should respect all the religions, and as an artist should respect his Muslim fans. Namjoon apologized to Muslims, RM apologized to Muslims. And that was all over social media. Days after the incident, the BTS member addressed a controversy on Weverse. This is a South Korean app specialized in hosting multimedia content and artist to fan communications. That being said, he addressed a controversy on August 30th, 2023. What he said was he had no reason to apologize. On April 16th, 2023, at Coachella during Frank Ocean's set, we were a bit confused because when Frank Ocean performed Bad Religion, something had changed in the song. I remember being there and being like, these are not the lyrics from the album. He changed the taxi driver's lyrics to God is greater, to which he replied,
You say God is greater. I tell you don't doubt me.
I told him don't doubt me, but those are not the lyrics on the album. To that, a Reddit user had to say this: Frank Ocean changing the lyrics to Bad Religion disappoints me. But like, the point of the lyric is the passenger's ignorance. He's running toward the bad religion, unrequited love, and rejects a genuine blessing from the driver. The language barrier has a key narrative function, and the passenger is lost and unable to distinguish between faith, cult, and love. As you can see, it seems to be two ways to really analyze what's going on in this controversy. So welcome back to the Killivvn Show. And today we were asking, why is Frank Ocean getting cancelled? In this video, I'll be talking about a controversial subject and a sensitive one. If this isn't your cup of tea, no problem. You can skip this video. I'll catch y'all next week on my next video. Furthermore, I like to say that this is maybe the most controversial subject in regard to Frank Ocean and his career. And for me, I thought it was very important to share everything that's been going on with this. May that be from what happened with the BTS member, what happened at Coachella, and what is the greater discussion going on social media. What I want to do with this video is, first of all, educate people that are going to be watching this video, and also to educate myself, because this is not necessarily a subject that I am very familiar with, being that I am no religious expert. So what I would like is for people in the comments that are more closer to the subject to educate us all, while I bring as much information on the subject as I can in this video. And at some point, if I make a mistake or if I'm analyzing or referencing something wrong, may you please correct me in the comments so we can all educate ourselves and move forward from all of this. That being said, let's get into the video. So welcome back to the Killivvn Show. For those who know me, I am Killivvn. Listen guys, we talk about a lot of things on this channel, so if you're messing with the videos, don't hesitate, like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, man. And also don't forget to follow me on socials. Links in the description to all my socials in the link tree, so make sure to tap into that and check me out. I'm on everything: TikTok, Twitch, Instagram, heavy on that. You can hit me up on Instagram. So guys, you already know what to do, so make sure to go down in the description. And let's get back into the video. As previously mentioned, on August 16, 2023, the leader of BTS shared on his Instagram story the song Bad Religion. And then Twitter went wild with people demanding him to apologize for posting that song. And like I mentioned, on Weverse, the South Korean app, Kim Namjoon, sorry if I mispronounced, talked about the controversy and said he will not apologize because there's nothing to apologize about. He also clarifies that he had no intention in insulting anybody's religion. Here are a few quotes from him. You keep telling me that I insulted a religion, but I didn't. There was no intention or purpose to insult a religion. Guys, it's a song, okay? I'm not apologizing. I am just saying I have my own soul. I am 30 years old. I can express my truth. Please, a word is a word. Believe my word from myself. Not just guessing, pretending, and assuming, okay? I just can't lie, guys. I can't lie to you. I'm being honest. I'm fine. There are no problems. I heard there's a problem and there have been noises around. Some people keep chatting with me about that. Please believe me. I didn't want to talk about this, but I had to, as I can't stand it right now. I've been holding it in. I just can't deal with it.
You guys, I don't know what you're talking about. You just keep telling me that I insulted a religion, but I didn't. There was no any intention or like purpose to insult a religion I respect every beliefs and religions. That's all I could say. So please don't, like, you know, I know what's going on in my Instagram. I'm not, you know, I can see, but there was no such any purpose or like at least 1% of my heart or intention to insult a religion, okay? Guys, it's a song, okay? Please, the word is the word, it is what it is. Please believe my words from myself. Not just guessing, pretending, and assuming, okay? I know I know my limits. I know even I'm telling my truth. I know I can't convince and persuade like every people. Maybe some people would think of me as like, oh no, you still lying. You had that intention and purpose to insult, but which I didn't. I have never. Guys, I understand what you're saying, but I just can't lie, guys. I just can't lie to you. I'm just being honest.
Now, for people that are not aware, Bad Religion is the 14th track off of Frank Ocean's 2012 widespread acclaimed album, Channel Orange. The night Channel Orange was released on iTunes, Frank Ocean performed Bad Religion live on Jimmy Fallon. This song at its most summarized is Frank Ocean initiating a makeshift therapy session in the back seat of a cab. To be able to understand this song better, I want all of us to dive deep into the lyrics of the song, and I'll be referencing heavily the Dissect podcast that did an analysis of Channel Orange and Blonde. Now, Dissect podcast did a great job. It is a 30-minute episode dissecting just Bad Religion, which is crazy. And one day I'll do my dissection of Pyramids because he spent like 2 episodes on that song. So I'll do that for y'all. And of course, for this analysis, I'll also be using Genius, a lot of the community, because as you know, Genius is from the community for the community. Anybody can go there and dissect lyrics and be challenged also. So I think it's also a good point because the song is over a decade old where we can see what people think about the lyrics. So I'll be using Dissect Podcast and Genius. But again, at the end of the day, these are just people. We're all humans. We can all interpret things completely differently. So everything I say is in word, okay? If you see it differently, it's fine. But these are what I think 2 very good sources to better understand the song. So like I said, Frank Ocean makes a makeshift therapy session in a taxi cab. And as stated in the Dissect podcast, it's like a confessional booth. Just from the beginning, we already get a religious theme because the song starts with loud organs. And for people from the West, we understand that anybody from the Christian faith knows that in a lot of churches, you hear organs play at the beginning of church. Indeed, the song first begins with Frank Ocean saying, "Taxi driver, be my shrink for an hour." From Genius, this line itself mirrors that professional therapist charged by the hour. And Frank Ocean at this point is so desperate, he would take advice from really anybody. Actually, according to a study, 70% of the people surveyed in the study say that they take taxi rides as a time of reflection, maybe of one's life or just somebody's day. And the privacy of a taxi ride kind of makes it feel like we're in a confessional bubble. People feel like they're really talking anonymously because the taxi driver will probably never see that person again. And the person sees so many people. What does it matter that they know your pain, your suffering, your secrets? And the first verse ends with, "Just outrun the demons, could you?" And again, with the religious undertone. Now we get to the hook. As mentioned, in 2023 at Coachella, me and everybody in the crowd noticed that Frank Ocean changed the lyrics to Bad Religion. Instead of what the taxi driver normally says, in Frank Ocean's Coachella version, the taxi driver says, "God is greater." And Frank Ocean in the song replies, "I told him, don't doubt me." And that's different from what you find from Channel Orange for the song Bad Religion. And you can hear it here in the studio version. Frank Ocean sings,
He said, Allahu Akbar. I told him don't curse me.
in the original version of the song, the taxi driver speaks Arabic. And what the taxi driver says translates to, "God is greater." And this is a common protective oath used in Islam, including at the beginning of a call for prayer. The advice that a taxi driver is trying to give to Frank Ocean is, no matter what your problems are, God is the greatest. And God is capable of anything. From the song, it is implied that the taxi driver might be from Arabic descent, at least from a country that predominantly practices Islam. According to a study, at some point, the census showed that almost 90% of New York City taxi drivers were foreign born. And from that 90%, 10% coming from predominantly Arabic Muslim countries. So that's a setting where we find Frank Ocean and Taxi Driver. That's why the taxi driver is using Arabic words. Frank Ocean replies to the taxi driver saying, "Don't curse me." Due to the fact of Frank Ocean's ignorance in the song, and also that the American school system and Western school system in general poorly educates people on other religions besides Christianity, to him, the taxi driver is cursing at him, even though that couldn't be further from the truth. Frank Ocean also might think that a taxi driver is maybe attacking sexuality, because in the song, Frank Ocean talks about love for the same sex. And we do understand that from the past to even today, religious organizations have always had a rather particular relationship with the LGBTQ community, may that be anywhere in the world, and more than ever right now in America. But from the analysis from Genius and the analysis from the Dissect podcast, it's just Frank Ocean just being ignorant and not cultured at all, knowing what the taxi driver is saying and believing that he's just cursing at him. The taxi driver follows up with, "Vovo, you need prayer." And vovo is a comic Hispanic slang term for stupid, you foolish person. If you can remember Messi at the World Cup calling somebody that.
Caliente por el final. Mira, bobo. ¿Qué mira, bobo?
The taxi driver is correcting Frank Ocean, saying, "Stupid, I didn't curse at you. I'm saying God is the greatest and he can help you overcome anything." And Frank Ocean then says, "I guess it couldn't hurt me. If it brings me to my knees, it's a bad religion." But what religion is Frank Ocean talking about? According to Genius, he's talking about unfulfilled romantic love. I mean, we've all been there, being denied by our crush, not being loved by somebody that we just adore. It can actually bring genuine pain. And there's even a study talking about that you can feel actually real pain from being rejected, from unrequited love, almost similar to a real heartbreak. I mean, the heartbreak is so deep that it brings him to his knees. But Genius also has another way of looking at it, where Frank Ocean might be criticizing any religion that brings you to your knees, because in this song he's expressing unrequited love to another man. So for some religions, it's not okay, it's not tolerated. And for him to be put to his knees and not being accepted for loving who he loves, for him that is a bad religion. So that's another way that Genius paints the picture. And Frank Ocean also wrote a letter to Tumblr during the mass shooting at a gay bar in Orlando, questioning why some religious people believe that God wants them to hurt or even kill others for not following what they believe to be God's law. And I think that's where the reference from bringing to your knees comes from. He's talking about religion that doesn't want him to follow the person he loves that might be a man, and tries to break that off and bring them to their knees. For me, this seems a little hypocritical, because Frank Ocean is a religious person. If you can go back to Nostalgia Ultra on the song We All Try, as stated on Genius, we all try. Frank Ocean sings, "I believe you when you say that you've lost all faith, but you must believe in something. Something. You gotta believe in something. And for me, I think it can be clear that Frank Ocean is trying to tell the person that you've lost your faith, but you gotta believe in something, a power that's bigger than us all. So that's why, going back to bad religion, I think it's kind of hypocritical to criticize other religions if you yourself, you're a believer too. But that's one analysis. On the Dissect podcast, they see this another way. For the Dissect podcast, it's just about unrequited love that brings Frank Ocean to his knees. And I like to quote the podcast: "Love is a universal tragedy. And if you've ever been dumped, rejected, or felt something for someone who didn't feel the same, you know how vulnerable and pathetic and insecure it can leave you feeling if you're not careful. And it can have lasting effects on your self-worth and permanently change the way you interact with the world." And I think that's another way to see it. Frank Ocean is not talking about anybody's religion. He's just talking about this love. And he doesn't know what to do with it because he's in pain and it's unrequited. Frank Ocean later says, "Unrequited love, to me it's nothing but a one-man cult in cyanide in my styrofoam cup. I can never make him love me, never make him love me." At this point, Frank Ocean really shows us that he's in love with a man and he can never make him love him. And he's in pain, he's sad, and he's on his knees. He also compares his unrequited love to a one-man cult. He's alone in this. So that's why I think it's interesting what the Dissect podcast is saying, because the religion, when he says one-man cult, he's really talking about the unrequited love. He actually says styrofoam cup, referencing Jim Jones, the People's Temple's cult, where in the 70s, Jim Jones made his followers drink, and there were kids also there. Kool-Aid laced with cyanide, and most of the followers died. Frank Ocean is alone in this religion, this cult, Frank Ocean ends the song by saying, "It's a bad religion to be in love with someone who could never love you. Only bad religion could have me feeling the way I do." The bad religion is the unrequited love. In this song, Frank Ocean worshipped the lover like a god. He was really in a one-man cult and he was all alone. And to be rejected, to not be able to have that love, gives us the sorrow felt throughout the song. But also another way to see this is talking about his homosexuality, and that it may be seen as a sin for other religions, and that could be the bad religion too. For me, with all of this being said, I don't understand why Frank Ocean in this song couldn't maybe talk about Christianity, because from what I know, I've been listening to Frank Ocean since 2012, and for me, there's nothing really indicates to me that he is Muslim or has ever been Muslim or has ever practiced the faith. So I can understand the frustration some people feel that Frank Ocean used a religion that maybe he wasn't too familiar with in his song, when he could have used something that he was more familiar to, more akin to. Mostly that in the songs like We All Try, Frank Ocean has showed that he is somebody that is religious. And also the fact of using terms from other religions might have led people to think that he is misusing words or, insulting someone's religion. And moreover, Frank Ocean has very deep songs. I mean, he's an incredible writer. I mean, you saw it yourself on the Dissect podcast, and even this video, how long it took to analyze this song. Listen, guys, mostly for people that are maybe not native English speakers, I can understand why people are confused by the song and might think that Frank Ocean said something wrong. So I guess changing the song lyrics at Coachella makes a lot more sense now. So now I ask y'all, was Frank Ocean in the wrong? Listen, I'm no religious expert. I just did a lot of research and looked at a lot of people that analyze music in general to see what they thought about the lyrics to this song. And listen, I want to be educated. I want people to watch this video to be educated. So if you are more expert in anything that I've talked about in this video, please let me know in the comments. Would love to read them. Listen, we want to be all educated, so let me know, was Frank Ocean in the wrong or not, and why? And guys, if you like the video, like, share, comment, subscribe, please, and hit the link tree down below to follow me on socials. And guys, as usual, keep it supreme.